you speak about Robert Saleh, and all year around, he goes up, he speaks to the press, and he just sits there. He just stands there, answers every question, and pretty much says, "Oh, it's okay. You know, we're going to go out there. We're going to play. We're going to play hard. We're all out there together. We're going to play like a team. We're Jets. We're going to play like the team. All gas, no break. Whatever the hell he says." And then what was it, a week ago, he goes out there to the press after getting humiliated by the Miami Dolphins, absolutely humiliated by the Miami Dolphins, 30-0. And he goes out there and he has nothing to say. And then the press comes out. I don't remember who said it. And he says, "What do you want me to do? You want me to throw something? You want me to throw something on the ground to show you how angry I am? Or you just want me to be me and try to be the coach and try to help this team move forward, for the next year or however long I'm here?" It's been a big problem for Robert Saleh. Emotion has been the neglect that he had when he was over there in San Francisco. He had emotion. He was out there. He as a defensive coordinator, you could see the anger and frustration, how his face turned red. Now all of a sudden he grows a beard. He's a pretty boy on the sidelines for the New York Jets, and he has nothing to say to the press after the games. What are your thoughts as a Jet guy, as a Jet fan, on to me, his reaction of just absolute appalling play for the New York Jets?
Yeah, I think that's fair to bring up. And when things are going well, you see him reacting positively on the sideline, but you never see that big negative reaction, at least to the players. We've seen him get into it with the referees, but he never really goes after, players on the sideline or has a big negative emotion that way. And, for me personally, I would like to see that from him. I think someone who has done a really good job is Dan Campbell in Detroit. I think he's someone who obviously is a player's coach, and Saleh is as well. It's obvious that guys like playing for him, but I just think he needs a little bit more of that fire, especially when things are going wrong. It's great that he's the biggest cheerleader when things are going, great and things are working. That's awesome. But also at the same time, like it's okay to show a little bit of frustration too.
Yeah, one of the things that I've always noticed with this Jets coaching staff since Saleh's taken over as the head coach is sometimes they're too stubborn when it comes to making adjustments. I had that issue with Mike LaFleur last year, and I think that's why he got fired. And now you're seeing it this year, too, with Nathaniel Hackett trying to change the offense since Aaron Rodgers went gone, and he doesn't run the ball. He doesn't do a lot of the things that they should be doing. And then the same kind of thing with Saleh on the defense. Do you feel that same kind of thing?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think the stubbornness is a huge issue for both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. I think some of, specifically on the defensive side of the ball, them pretty much not moving Sauce Gardner over to the other team's elite number one receiver really cost them against Miami a couple weeks ago, where Tyreek Hill was out and it was pretty much only Jalen Waddle. And they let DJ Reed get, burned by him. And Reed's been great this year. I don't want to come on here and bash DJ Reed. He's played really, really well. But, in that circumstance, why not move your elite cornerback over there and put him with some help over the top? But for whatever reason, they just love to do things their way, and they believe that it's going to work, and they just got to get the process right. But here we are 3 years later, and it's the same thing.
The secondary this year in the second half of the season, especially in the fourth quarter where, hey, listen, I'm not saying the Jets secondary hasn't been one of the elite defenses in all of football, but it looked like they were lackadaisical in the fourth quarter of games because maybe they were tired and maybe they just knew they were going to lose and they just gave up on certain plays. Did you see that the way I saw it in the last couple of games?
I definitely think that's a fair point to bring up with, this defense. I think for a majority of the year, they've done a good job of keeping them in games, and they've lost a lot of close, low-scoring games this year. The first game against New England comes to mind, Atlanta, Vegas, games like that. But there are a few examples this year of them, getting blown out, Cleveland, Miami, Buffalo. And I think at times they try to be maybe a little bit over aggressive to try to make a big play and either punch the ball out or try to jump a route and get an interception. That's when a big play happens. Specifically in the secondary, I think I have the biggest issue with the safeties. I don't think either has tackled very well. So if there was an area of concern, with tackling or effort wise, I would say maybe a little bit more with the safety duo than the corner room or linebackers.